Alif, Lam, Ra. There is a wisdom. What's the wisdom? Why don't we wear gold? Why do Muslim men wear gold? Why don't we eat pork? Why don't you get all these questions oftentimes? What's the wisdom of not doing that? Versus obviously Al-Quran Al-Kareem talks about Al-Iman Billah, number one. When you believe that there is a creator, subhanahu wa ta'ala, who created you and created this universe, and you were not created chaotically or circumstantially. You were not created coincidentally like this. You did not just come like this. You did not just emerge. You were created. Then you realize there is a wisdom because the Creator is attributed with wisdom. Can you capacitate and encompass all wisdoms? It's an impossibility. As a perfect creation, but the creation is always imperfect. Being perfect, it's imperfect because it's a creation. We can't encompass everything there is. Now, let's talk about some other reasons. The Quran was revealed in Arabic. To who? The Arabs at the beginning, right? The Arabs were people who were living in the Arabian Peninsula, you all know. They were industrious, skilled, highly skilled in language, linguistics in a sense, and poetry. That was their expertise. They actually had festivals. They didn't have things like we have today, but they had festivals about poetic competitions. And they had judges. And they had a high sense of taste and a high sense of refined sense of understanding of the language, especially the Arabic language, obviously here. That's the thing they took pride in. That's the thing they thought, no one can compete with us. And in Mecca, as you all know, annually they would have that competition, and the qasaid, the long qasaid that are the best according to the judges are placed on the Kaaba. They place them on the Kaaba until the next year people come and see them. This is the qasida by so and so. The holiest thing to the Arabs at that time, obviously the Kaaba. It had their idols on top of it, etc. That's what they were. They would place the poetry, or the lines of the poetry that won. Well, Al-Quran Al-Kareem needs to make a point to the first people it was revealed on. It's telling them Alif, Lam, Ra. Alif, Lam, Ra. Those are all Arabic alphabets, right? So what the Quran is telling them, look, you Arabs, you have the Arabic alphabet in front of you. Actually, many of you, even non-Arabs, know it. Great. Why don't you, since you have the ingredients of the language are the alphabets. Great. You have the ingredients, why don't you make the cook? Why don't you make the Quran? You have the alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, right? You have that. Make something that looks like the Quran. Since you are so experts and so skilled in the language, and you have the alphabets, here are the alphabets, make something that looks like the Quran. And Al-Quran challenges them. You can never make that. وَلَوْ كَانَ بَعْضُهُمْ لِبَعْضٍ ظَهِيرًا. You have the ingredients of the language, but the miracle of the Quran is, though you have the ingredients, you cannot put together the words like the Quran can. Challenging you on the best thing that you know. Furthermore, Al-Quran goes to say, not only you cannot really make something like Al-Quran, not even similar to it, from then until today. But here, you know everything about the Arabic language? Tell me what Alif, Lam, Ra means. Tell me what Alif, Lam, Mim means. Al-Quran is challenging them head on. So that's among the meanings of Alif, Lam, Ra. Again, maybe we can take it a little bit more to say, among the wisdoms, but we can't. We don't worship the wisdom, we worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was known to have not gone to school. No one taught him how to read, how to write, at least from the human being's perspective. Okay. How come he comes and challenges them in the thing they know most, and then he starts telling them Alif, Laam, Ra? Again, the Quran is trying to instill something in them. You know this man, he was from amongst you. You know he did not go to any schools. No one taught him anything from you. But yet he's coming with a book that challenges all of you and the most learned of you, to emphasize the miraculous of the miracle of the book, that this Quran was not from Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.